So how do you feel?
How do I feel? I feel fabulous, and I feel like this video is going to change my life.
What's up, guys? This is Tanner Hench of TH Media on TH Media 2. Today we're doing a behind-the-scenes look at Nicky the Jet's video for Afterlife.
All this money, yeah, it's mine. I've been working on my shine. Take a hit and I'ma die. Take me to the afterlife. I got issues on my mind. I got issues on my mind.
So first I'm going to start off talking about the location where we shot the video. It was in this big abandoned house with this big abandoned barn right next to it. I used to work at this place called the Carlisle Sports Emporium. I worked there for about 2 years, and every time I would drive to work, I would drive past this house and this barn, and I always thought it would be so cool to shoot a music video at, and I never had the opportunity. I always threw the idea out there, but I never actually ended up shooting at the house. And then Nicky had this song, and we were trying to come up with ideas for it. So I had a bunch of ideas, like my mind's always rolling with a bunch of stuff, but I was really set on using the house. So the first time I went in there, there was like this bathtub just sitting in the one room, like this 4-legged bathtub. And I was like, that's so sick. It looks like vintage. It looks random that it's there, but it also fits in perfectly with its surroundings. I told him about the idea with the bathtub, and he was like, you got to make sure it's clean before I sit in it. And I was like, all right, I'll make sure it's clean. So I went there one day with a scrub bucket with soap and a scrub brush, and I just like scrubbed the whole bathtub out. There was so much dirt in it. I had to like pick it up and let the dirty water pour out. And that thing was so heavy, especially. Well, there wasn't even that much water in it, but that thing was just, it was really heavy. But I had to make it happen because I knew it was going to be worth it for the video. So the day comes whenever we finally start shooting it, and we go into the house first, and we're shooting the scenes of him in the bathtub, and it was just B-roll stuff. We didn't actually do a verse in there. And then we got some stuff with the VHS camera as well, just to make the style a little different. Yeah, we didn't do a shot of him doing the verse in the bathtub, but there was a shot of him sitting in the corner of the room. And then it's a still shot with the camera, but I added a slow zoom to it. And you can see him, but then you can also see his foot, and it's a little blurred out. So not everybody saw that, but you can see him in the corner because he's in focus, but the foot is out of focus. But also while he's sitting in the corner, he's fading in and out. So it's supposed to be like he's dead in the bathtub, and then his outer or inner body or whatever is in the corner of the room, and it's like fading in and out the whole time. It was just a slight little thing in there of how I wanted the title to be represented in the song. So after we were done with the bathtub shot, we just kind of walked around the house a little bit, and in the next room over is where we shot the scene with him with the window behind him. That was more of like a filler verse shot, just because the other stuff was a little more intense and we needed something a little more low-key, but it was also dark at the same time. It wasn't chill per se, but it was not as sophisticated as the other shots. After we shot the verse scene with Nicky with the window behind him, Chaz, who was with us too, he was taking all the pictures for us. So if you see any of those, that was all him. But he saw this hole in the floor, and he was like, yo, that would be so sick. So you're on the second floor, and you can see down to the first floor. He was like, that would be so sick if you got a shot of him looking up at you. And I was like, all right, let's make it happen because it's a really good idea, and I didn't think about it. I'm standing up on the second floor, and then Nicky's down there. So I put my camera kind of in the hole, and then I pulled it out for the shot. But at the same time, I had him looking down at the floor, and then I was like, all right, whenever I tell you now, you're going to look up at me. So whenever I added the scene through the hole into the video, I wanted it to be at a pivotal point where the verse was going back into the hook. So I felt like it fit in there perfectly, and it just kind of went from the ending of the verse was calming down, and the hook was just like right back up there getting hyped up again. And I loved where I added it in at. I love that we had the idea. It was definitely a standout shot to me in the video. It was one of my favorites for sure. But after we were done in the house, we moved over to the barn. One of the first things you notice when you walk into the barn is that there's cracks in the roofing because it's so old and because it's abandoned. I brought my fog machine, and we were going to plug it into one of our cars. It ended up not working. We were just kind of standing in there like trying to think of shots for a little bit. And then Chaz started kicking some of the straw around, or like the old hay and stuff, and it started getting a little dusty, and I like looked up, and I was like, oh, you can actually see the light beams coming in now, because that's what I wanted to go for with the fog machine, but since it wasn't working, we didn't know what to do. So I was like, yo, you know what, here, grab this piece of wood, like this old piece of wood that was in here, and start moving all this all this old straw around whenever we're shooting so we can get those light beams coming in. And that was just the way we did that. You can even see like the dust particles actually in the air whenever we're shooting it if you look close enough. I think the shot in the barn was my favorite verse shot overall, just because of how intense it was with the light beams coming in and just the heavy movement in there. And I think that shot was just very different and super eye-catching because of those sun rays. I think it would have had a different feel if we wouldn't have had that dust flying around in there. There were two other shots that really stuck out to me in that barn, and the one was whenever I put the directed by Tanner Hench and the produced by Pharaoh. For the one with my name on it, there's the one of him standing outside the barn, and then I cut out the sky and added the lightning in the background just to make that like a little more intense and look a little more eye-catching. And then the one that's underneath, produced by Pharaoh, it's the one of Nicky climbing up this ladder. That was one of the things I saw whenever I checked the spot out prior. I was like, this ladder looks so sick. I just need to get like one shot of him climbing up it for B-roll. And yeah, that was easily one of my favorite shots throughout the video too. So this video was the first video Nicky and I had done after about the course of a year. So him and I both had like a lot of progression throughout that time. The last song we shot for was Stick Around. I'll put that one in the description below too, because it's still a really good video, but I wasn't where I am now. So I was kind of nervous for this shoot, but also really excited, because I was like, all right, I've learned so much since then. I'm just going to kill this one. It's going to be such a good time. And I really think we did a great job. I think that's about all I got for behind the scenes of the Afterlife video with Nicky the Jet. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one too. I'm definitely, like I said, I'm going to be doing more of these. I'm going to be having more stuff drop on this channel. So drop a subscribe. If you got a YouTube channel, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon.